Christmas trees, all this beautiful stuff. So I'm on there with some singers. They sang some Christmas carols and stuff. You know, so it was an hour program. I think my part was about 20 minutes.
He went out and was a pastor.
But anyhow, long story short, it's getting longer and longer. I get a call the next day from Michigan. This just goes to show you what happens when you go independent. So I get a call from this lady from Michigan, and obviously a black lady from Michigan. You can just tell the way she was talking. And she says, I just saw you on this program, and I need some help. So I said, yeah, she's in Kalamazoo. So that is, yeah, Michigan connections or whatever. So I called her, we exchanged letters, and she had gotten shafted by some financial guy. You know, she'd really gotten taken. Not quite embezzlement. Wasn't to the whole thing of embezzlement, but he had definitely given her some really, really bad advice. So eventually, I started helping her, and she complained to the company. She complained about the guy, and then she complained to the company she did business with, and she said this was just wrong. And she had tremendous trouble expressing herself in writing. I mean, I had some handwritten letters, and it's hard for me to get through them. So I helped her write some letters. And these are 4 or 5 page letters to the company, and I said, I'll write the letter for you based on what you told me, then I'll send it to you. If it sounds all right, then you sign it and send it in. I didn't think there's anything wrong with that.
You were her ghostwriter.
I was her ghostwriter. And laid out the case, and eventually they said, you have a point, but you waited too long. Quote statute of limitations on this thing. And I said, well, that's not right. If it was wrong, and you admit it was wrong, then you need to make it right. So they were unwilling to do that. By the way, that particular company, I just simply said, I'm not going to do business with you anymore. Well, I never told them that because they didn't know who it was.
Right.
I just refused to put them in my toolbox. So eventually, this got to the point where this poor lady was shafted out of about $250,000. And I said, you need to see an attorney. You really should see an attorney, because if the company's not going to do what you're telling them, then you should see an attorney, and I'll help you find one. So I did some research and found her a securities fraud attorney in Michigan. Eventually, hey, I saw you come in. You didn't have to work, huh? Excellent.
Not till 4 in the morning.
Well, I'll work. And so, hey, there's some scrapbooks here you might enjoy.
All conference.
And so finally, this went to court, and she won the suit. She won the suit. And called me back and said, and I told her, I said, I don't want anything from you. When this all settles, if you want to talk about what you want to do next, fine. So I got a big case for me, a big financially rewarding case. And so I drove all the way up to Michigan to meet her face-to-face for the first time. And so that was interesting. But that just shows what happened when I went independent, because before then, they would have said, no, you can't do that. You can't work with a person in Michigan. It's against our rules. That I just got to the point where it says, look, I established a relationship. I'm going to work with her, and that would have been the discussion. They said, no, you can't do it, and so it's independent. So I've been doing that ever since. I'll tell you a little bit tonight about my new adventure, but I'll wait until tonight. Have you been recording this?
I don't know who she is.
Ralph.
I think he charges for appearances.
I do.
He's been on TV and everything.
I do.
So.
But the crazy thing about that television appearance is that, and this is it's sad, but it's funny. The actual guy that had me come over to meet him and talk with him, and then introduced me to the pastor, which put me in the Bible class, which put me on TV, which gave me the big case. I still haven't done business with the guy. No. His wife inherited a bunch of money, which is why he wanted to talk to me in the first place, and she won't budge. She's just, it was her daddy's money. You know, it was her dad's nest egg, and even though the husband says, I was at the table with him, and he's telling her this, he said, do something. You know, you need to make some moves here. Well, I don't know. You know, so I just don't. You know, I'm not desperate enough to go back and keep hammering on their door and say you need to work with me. If they either do it, they do. You know, they don't. But,
Yeah, I mean, that's easy.
so I can still put bread on the table and all that with but having fun as an individual.
I don't remember him.
And so that's what I'm doing these days.